a shot.
Yeah. All right, we're live. We're talking about Scott. Well, I was looking the other day when Tiger was going for his fourth straight major. It was plus 150 that week to win.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Well, he was winning
That's
every other
nuts.
tournament.
He won 7 of 11 majors. That's the thing. So you're saying you're going to jump in on Scheffler if he's even right now? If he bogeys a couple, you'll jump in?
Yeah, if I could, he bogeyed the first, but I missed it. He had already he
birdied the third.
Birdied before I could get back on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just start with speaking of DraftKings. Yeah, we get this. It's good. I like this. If I was playing fantasy football, this is how I'd want to do it. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is their biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking $15 million guaranteed prize pool with two. That's right, 2 millionaires being crowned first and second place. This is why I like it. If you're a set and forget type, then Best Ball is for you. No waiver wires, no roster management, bigger rosters so injuries won't end your season. Only the draft, and that's it. You're set for the season. That's how I like to play. Still not convinced? Check this out. This year's DraftKings is offering everyone a draft one, get one special. Your $20 entry fee scores a bonus ticket. Best Ball Week is here. Download the DraftKings app. Use code UNNAMED. That's code UNNAMED for all customers who enter the NFL Best Ball. 15 million. Get a bonus ticket. Get a shot being crowned. One of 2 millionaires is Best Ball Week only at DraftKings. My type of tournament. Because the people who play the hardcore fans, that's like a full-time job looking at the waiver wire. This all draft, which is the most fun part, and then you.
I don't hear him. You hear him, Whitney?
Yeah, I sort of hear him.
Oh, he's cutting it.
No, you can't hear me.
I got you lost for a second.
You cut out. What's on your hat? What is that? What's up with the brim of your hat?
Peaches ate it.
Oh, okay.
So, are you getting her trained?
What was that face? What was that face? What was that face?
I mean, I don't know. Who wants a dog that's eating your $1,000 shoes and your Red Sox hat?
I do.
Oh.
I frankly thought you looked like
who wants little kids who shit all over the place and you can't take on airplanes and you can't take to restaurants and are fucking pieces of shit.
Well, when you're 78, Dave, and you're dying by yourself in the bed, is Miss Peaches going to pick you up, get you to the bathroom, change you?
I got so much money, I'm sure I can find someone to die with me next to me.
I thought Miss Peaches.
That's poor people problems.
I thought you looked like a prisoner when you were out of that dress the other night, whatever that thing was. She looked fucking
I felt
miserable.
like you got a little hate for that.
Yeah, she looked fucking miserable. That's
I got hate for that.
Well, I don't know.
Borderline.
She doesn't want to be in that thing. She looked like a peacock.
If Michael Vick was a 10, that was like a 3. What you did to her, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, she looked miserable. You think she wants to be? I understand it's good for your.
It wasn't miserable. She's never miserable. Peaches is never miserable. She's going to a gala. It's a formal affair, and she loves dressing up.
What is this gala?
Southampton. Is it Good Person Gala? But it's a Southampton animal shelter to raise, funds for the shelter to help dogs. So they asked her to be the guest of honor, which she will be, and we got a gown. It is beautiful.
No, she looks magnificent.
I'm sure she won't. She might eat it though.
That's true too. Yeah, she might. Yeah, and now she's starting to.
What is your kids' business? Been perfect, Whitney, all the time? They never do anything.
Not at all. But you can't.
Then why do you have kids?
You can train.
Why do you have kids?
You could sort of.
You can train dogs. So you can sort of train dogs.
Let's see, there's much training going on, Dave.
Who commits more murders per year, dogs or humans?
Well, no, I think that's a reasonable, really reasonable retort. But what I'm saying is, though.
Well, I mean, why don't we train all these humans who are murdering people?
Dogs are humans.
I think it's wonderful. But I'm saying is, it doesn't seem like you've started to train this dog. It seems like you've let this dog run wild.
I have a trainer. I've had the dog since February.
It's long enough now. It's been So when is the training?
So why you said why don't Whitney send his kid to military camp when he's 6 months old?
Because he's not eating my hat.
He's doing other shit. I guarantee you that.
Oh, true.
Do you sleep? Does he cry at night? Any crying?
Night nurse.
The baby's pretty.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, night nurse. All right.
It's a trainer. That's sort of a trainer, which is what we're telling you to get.
Yeah. Listen, Peaches sleeps through the night.
Oh, sick.
I'm also worried that the Peaches are gonna wind up like Wilson, and you're gonna be like Tom Hanks in the fucking water at the end of Castaway, where you're gonna lose her in one of these crashes you have. She's gonna be floating away. You're just gonna be screaming her name. You're putting her life at risk. You don't know how. You're like Thurman Munson of boats. You don't know how to do anything.
How is her life at risk?
Well, I mean, it seems like
anyone on the boat's life.
Guess what? Nobody else was on the boat except me.
Well, it seems like every time you go on the boat, you're putting your life in serious.
I thought your mom was on the boat. No.
No, my mother was on the shore.
So you were just your parents are in town. You're like, I'm going out for a solo boat ride.
No. My mother, they're a little bit up there in age. She's like, I want to get on this boat. So I'm like, you know what, Ma? I'll swim out to the boat and I'm going to pick you up on shore. I never made it back to shore.
What happened?
There's a lot of rumors on what happened, a lot of stories. I saw the Pentagon talking about it yesterday.
Who asked that question? That was like Brian McGonigal, Barstool Sports vibes.
I mean, there's real things going on in the world right now. I don't know.
It's a real question. I hate to tell you guys, there he is. That's a lot of patches on that guy.
A lot of salad.
Thank you. The Coast Guard recently rescued Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports. And I was wondering if any DoD assets were involved in the rescue, like satellites, SEAL teams, aircraft.
Thanks very much, Jeff. I will have to take that question. I don't have any information on that.
So look into it. Look into it.
That wasn't AI. I actually, until Austin sent me this rundown, I thought that was like a fake.
No, that's real.
Yeah, so you
one of the most important Americans is lost at sea. It becomes a national security issue.
Well, how far
by sea you mean the harbor? Now, Kirk,
20 feet away from the water? Like you
No. I was way out there.
How far out?
I don't know. My instruments weren't working. I had no power. I have no way to tell how far I actually was out there.
You shouldn't be operating a boat at this point. Maybe again, like with Peaches, there should be some training.
Listen, the Coast Guard guy said what happened to me has happened to him. It can happen to the most experienced boaters. Boating.
I got something to say.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because Kirk, as you know, he's not the only member of the Unnamed show that's on the island. Now, granted, I have window AC units and not a $48 million house, but I received a text. I received a text. The mystery girl was my daughter that saved Dave. I don't know him, but tell him she saw this clip and she absolutely did not ask for a TikTok. I said, wow, no shit. She said, and she wasn't on a rowboat. I said, he's a moron. She said he outed himself as a moron when he untied from his mooring before starting his fucking engine. So,
well, here's a
report. He asked for a TikTok or not? That was part of the story.
No. He's a liar, and he's convoluting the story.
Go ahead.
She didn't have her phone, and that's what I said. She goes, I can't even get a TikTok. I don't have my phone. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said she asked for a TikTok.
No.
And you said we don't have time for TikTok.
No, that's just not true. So get your facts together. She didn't have her phone. So that guy, and if you go read the Coast Guard report, do you want to trust the Coast Guard or the schmo? The Coast Guard said in their official report, the boat broke loose from the tether.
But are you supposed to start it? Oh, so like you were going to start it before you untied, but it broke loose prior to you starting it.
That is what the Coast Guard report says.
But I feel like you're laughing, like almost like, hey, yeah, there's something going on where you're asking the Coast Guard, hey, can we like fudge this report a little bit?
I would first of all, I didn't know it was going to be this big a news. Captain Dave is just reiterating what happened, telling them my adventures. I didn't know it was going to be the biggest story outside of Trump getting shot in the head. So I didn't know that. And when you're on the high seas, Ryan, I know you're a land guy. When you're on the high seas, things happen. I don't honestly know whether I untethered the boat, then turned it on to find it dead, or I got in the boat and it's ripped off the tether and then the boat wouldn't work. I know this.
Or Peaches chewed through it.
I know this. Peaches hasn't been on the boat. Sure. Everybody familiar said there was nothing I could do once I can't believe the radio doesn't turn on. That seems like something, if I was the boat industry, I'd want to find out if you have no power, you better be able to turn a boat on. I had no cell phone. I had no communication to the mainland. I was adrift.
You told us in our group text that you're hearing reports you're the first guy ever to call the Coast Guard while still in the harbor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stand by that. That's another fact. What? I'm just spitting facts.
Okay, but again, do you think maybe you're just not equipped to do this right now? Maybe you're just, maybe you should get some sort of training. Work with a professional and kind of walk you through.
There's nothing. Let me say. First of all, I did do an hour. What do you think? I'm crazy. A guy took me on an hour for
An hour.
Yeah.
Entire training.
There's nothing an experienced boater could have done differently than me once I was adrift, unless they know how to drop anchor without power, which I don't even know because nobody said whether I could have done that.
Like the Malaysian airline pilot, like an hour.
Why don't I get
boat Why don't the rich people, the rich guys, the big Nantucket swinging dicks? They have captains.
I don't want to. Everyone says that. You know what? I grew up handing out newspaper. I don't want a captain. On a 24-foot boat, I don't want to have to make small talk with the captain. I'm the captain.
How about 6 hours of training? Maybe
6 hours.
Better than one, I would think.
I had this thing cold. The batteries aren't supposed to die.
You bought a lemon. 24 feet. Tiny, too. How much was this thing?
Yeah, you got ripped off.
I don't know how much it was.
Like, for a guy who's won about $7 million gambling this year.
No, I don't want a bigger boat. I don't want
feet.
a bigger boat because that's when you start needing a captain. This is just for me to cruise and enjoy and have some time. I'm not trying to go out and catch fucking tarpoons or whatever.
Harpoons.
Have you had any successful missions yet where you've gone away on your own and then come back and put the boat back and like mission accomplished?
Yeah, the first two weren't hard. I mean, it's all relative. The second one, I had a little trouble, like putting the boat away. And it took me a couple times to do it, but in relation to being lost at sea, that one I would say was successful.
Okay. Do you feel confident if you went out today? You feel pretty good.
The boat, yeah. If the boat turns on, I'm good to go.
That feels like something you should be able to do.
It wasn't my fault. It's not supposed to happen like that. I got set up for failure. And no one's talking about, Dave can't do this. Can't hammer. You know what Dave did? He took out the fucking flare gun and shot it like a fucking badass.
How high that thing go? I mean, was it like a firework?
Yeah, it goes straight into the fucking sky.
And you're in the harbor. This was in the harbor. He
could have yelled. He could have just yelled.
I was yelling. I had a black rope. I was swinging it going, help, help to everybody. That girl who came up to me, whose dad is a liar, by the way, she came up to me right after I shot the flare. I'm like, you saw the flare? She's like, what are you talking about? No, I didn't see nothing. It was coming my way.
It was a hazy day. The thing just disappeared.
Well, I don't know how flares work in the day in the harbor. Nobody's looking for flares in the harbor during the day. My mom said she saw it. She's like, I think Dave just shot a flare. When the Coast Guard towed me back, all my family, it was like they're all on the beach, like they like waving their hats, like hey, like it was a big reception to come back.
Does it feel
I mean, with the fence and the boat, like you're just a joke, and everything's public. You're a joke.
It's like
listen.
It's been a tough summer for you.
Why? It's not my
island.
fault. Brian, 99% of the people have reached out to me have exhibited real concern in being there's nothing worse than being adrift with nothing in the ocean.
That would be a panic. But you were in the harbor. I don't even think the Coast Guard boat could come into the harbor. It's too big.
The ocean? You weren't in the ocean.
The Coast Guard thing was not a big boat. I was in the ocean, okay?
You were near an ocean.
I was drifting out to sea. The thing was rocking. You guys would have been puking overboard. I was an inch away from going directly into the steamship. They can't turn. I wasn't going to abandon ship. You
don't leave your ship. That's right.
No, so, I mean, you guys can laugh and joke about it. This guy from the Pentagon, he wasn't laughing.
He was not laughing. Away from that, if it's okay, unless you have any other thoughts on this way. I don't know.
No, I don't. What's next? That's all I'm wondering.
Who's this guy, the TikTok? Who is this guy? I'll get that girl's name. I saw her text. She came on. She's like, I can't even ask for a TikTok. I don't have my phone. She didn't have her phone.
I mean, she'd be worried about your life at that point, shouldn't she?
She showed far
She's
less.
worried about the black rope that he probably was swinging that ends up wrapped around his neck because he's so goofy on the seas.
She was calm, cool, collected, showed a lot more poise than I did at that point. I'll say that.
Hard to believe.
She had a 8-year-old on the boat. She didn't seem to care, the 8-year-old. No, I'll say it. I was in the harbor.
Right. You were in the harbor. It was the first time the Coast Guard's ever, as far as you know, ever been called into the harbor.
And a flare shot in the harbor.
A flare was also shot off in the harbor.
How close did you get? Was it any sort of like closeness to another boat? Like, because
no,
I was buried in another boat.
I was way the fuck out there at some point.
In the harbor.
I literally had those. I couldn't exactly figure out how to work them, and I was like, I'm gonna burn this. They have like the sparkler things in that. Like you wave, like
like the Top Gun guys on the aircraft carrier. As they're
yeah. I was getting ready to do that.
All right. Would you really not have signed? I find Big Ev more interesting with Bell's palsy.
Of course, I would have signed him regardless.
Okay.
I'm getting in trouble for that. I got JR. You know that guy from wrestling, JR.
Yeah, he's had it. Yeah.
Yeah, his social media, he's like, I run JR. I just want to let you know I'm getting tagged in a lot of this. The Bell's palsy people aren't happy.
I thought I had for life. Is that
no? I think it comes and goes. I hope it never leaves Big Ev. It makes him fucking an interesting.
I'm sure he would.
You hope he has Bell's palsy forever. You're saying.
What's that?
You hope he has it forever, is what you just said. Yeah.
I think it would be good for his brand. Yeah.
It makes him a little more likable. I don't really disagree with that. Yeah.
Bell's palsy.
Would you have not? Does Pat Bev going to Israel change you signing him? Does it not matter?
Is their pod done?
No, I think they're still doing it. Listen. I would have signed him either way. We gotta see how it goes. I mean, I have no idea. He's earning like the leeway. Let's see how it goes. I have no fucking clue. He's pretty confident in it.
Do you have any idea when you negotiate with him that was a possibility or no?
No.
Yeah. Why? You're saying, Kirk, like not being in the NBA, it's almost like not as.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. It could be more interesting if some guys in it. Like, I have no idea, but I'm saying.
I told him, first thing, listen, buddy, if you get captured by Hamas, I ain't coming for you.
Yeah, right. Sure, naturally. But
what
also,
a leader.
He's also with
you're gonna go into war torn and go rescue.
I don't pay his.
Well, I'm asking you. If I said, hey, Whit, mount up. We gotta go.
I'm not the leader. I'm not the leader.
But a leader would need guys. I can't go.
I never met him. Why am I going to go fight Hamas?
Fine, if Kirk,
you know him and you signed him, and you'd be fighting for the Jews.
If Kirk is kidnapped and he's being held hostage by Hamas,
I would fight for Kirk.
You'd fly over there and go?
Oh, I would like Captain Dave.
I'd have you drive me on your boat.
I want Captain Dave to take the boat over.
No.
Captain Dave crossing the Atlantic.
You wouldn't do that.
Listen, you guys can sit there and be Captain. Captain Dave captivated the nation, unlocked another character, and just driving endless page views.
Okay, so it wasn't real then. It was a bit.
What wasn't real? Being lost at sea? Of course it was.
Okay, so it's a bit. So page views. That's fine as long as we know it's a bit. When
I put
unlocking a character like it's a video game.
When I put the hat on and did that video, I'm doing a video for content. Yes. Yeah. When I was lost at sea and my life was in danger, no, that wasn't for you content.
To say that at some point during the flare firing and the rope swinging that you weren't thinking content.
No, I wasn't.
You're lying.
No, I wasn't. No, I'm not. No, you think I want to shoot that flare gun? I thought I had a chance to lose my hand.
You could have taken out the white elephant.
Literally, who knows where that fucking, I don't even know what comes out of that thing. I just knew I needed to be rescued. I was not, trust me, when I was on that boat, it was not for content. If people had a video, I was jumping up and down. It was a disaster out there.
What is this? You were on with this Connor Griffin guy yesterday? What was this email?
He's a fucking idiot, and I know everyone likes him, but you can't send company emails as like sexual jokes. I mean,
what
I
was
know
the
it was
joke?
only, it was like Lego. It wasn't anything, but just don't use the company. You don't know who's on the company emails, so don't send.
Right. He emailed the entire Chicago office with saying, "I support LBGT, Lego girl with big tits," is what it was. Not really. He really
That was like
particularly
that
funny.
seems like he was hacked.
Yeah. Right.
No, yeah, but he was not.
So he. Why would you send that to everyone?
So he was on, I guess, like they were doing the home run derby, like live stream, and they were trying to fill time. But it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. We're a much smaller company now, and I trust basically everybody, but I don't know everybody to the T. You don't send company emails because, as stupid as it sounds, that can be like used against you down there. Like, what is like the environment, the culture? It's just don't. That's not something that goes in a company email.
Yeah, that could easily be put in some story that bashes us. It's somewhere buried in some
Yes, like this is the
culture. Yeah,
it's just a company email. Like it's just you don't.
Right.
I haven't seen the likes of that since company email. We sent out like the advertiser password.
Again, I don't know this is why this is now. I don't know why
somebody
fucking 5 fucking years ago. It's over. It's fucking over. Well, what? That's my fault. I brought the story up. If it's a company, all right, whatever. Fine. Bring up. What do you want to talk about? Well, fucking bring.
I actually want to know: did you ever respond to Ohio State, with a great little offer to you, which I felt like I didn't see a response. I actually checked your Twitter. I mean, this guy's willing to work for free. He's that confident Michigan will lose.
First of all, we don't. Michigan's national champs. Ohio State has like their entire team back. We have nobody back. So I want to see what they're like. But I'll probably accept this bet no matter what. But there's going to be one little tinker. It's going to be he works free for life.
Okay.
Oh. Or gets double salary for life.
Yeah, or double salary. No, not for life.
No, for the year.
Life. Yeah, year. Or maybe it's 2 years. I'm going to tweak it. Ohio State right now is like, listen. They have so much more at this stage of the talking and juncture. We're coming off national championship. First round draft pick quarterback gone. Coach gone. A lot of guys gone. They could be a 20-point. I have no idea what's going on. I want to watch Michigan before. Like, this is not a make or break year for Michigan.
Yeah, the year after a title. Free money or something.
Yeah, so it's like, they haven't beaten us in forever. Do I think we can beat them? Yeah, well, but I have no idea. I haven't seen this team play. So I'm just not going to make cockamamie bets because Ohio State people are desperate.
All right, fair enough. Okay. What was the other thing I was saying? Oh, yes. Well, the other text we had going forward, I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's me. But Whitney's assassinating my character on our group text, saying that I attacked this referee, which is not true. I just want to get that.
I agreed with you on that.
I know exactly what you were doing, Kirk, and you made it look sneaky. Oh, you were bodying that referee the minute the ball took a tumble towards him.
I think he saw an opportunity to take a cheap shot a little bit, and he did.
I said it was a 30-game suspension in the NBA.
No, it isn't because my point was.
You heard the video, Justin?
He had the opportunity to do it within the realm of fairness. Like, I think Kirk could have avoided it if he really wanted to avoid it. But he's like, the ball has taken me here, and I'm going to take advantage of this circumstance. But I don't think it's a suspension.
I'm an old man. Yeah, the ball was loose. I was trying to get it. It's a playoff game, and the guy happened to be. It's bad positioning.
I know. I think you grabbed the ball and then chucked your shoulder into his chest.
I didn't get the ball. That's the point. I never got the ball. No, the video, I guess, evidently, but we never got the ball.
Fortunately, speaking of not having video, what's going on? Oh, here we go.
Watch this. Look at this old ref.
Right?
I mean, he doesn't even go for the ball. He goes
right. Fair. I'm going to hit him. Fair.
Oh, look at that. Look at me.
And then he gives the fake. Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that class. Look at this.
Listen, he plays on the edge.
Yeah. Look at the guy. So he wouldn't shake your hand, right?
Fair, cheap shot.
That's terrible positioning by him.
Fair, cheap shot.
I know you guys are trolling.
Step one, fair, cheap shot.
That is a suspension.
Suspension
at the highest level of basketball.
I don't think so.
MIAA,
fair,
done for life.
Cheap shot.
Totally.
What's going on, Coleman?
Yeah. So my other producer of this show, Coleman, has an issue with being late. And so my show starts generally at 9:30, but I want my producers here an hour early, get sound, clips, whatever, be ready. He sleeps late all the time. So I bonus these two guys. I give him a nice bonus last week. The first show after the bonus, he gets to the show right before it starts. He's sleeping late. The next day, the two of them were going to go to Canopy Lake Park to film stuff for content, which I consider to be a show. If you're doing content, that's same to me as a show. Justin goes to pick him up. Coleman sleeps through it. Just sleeps through the entire thing. Justin has to go by himself. Justin is at Canopy Lake Park by himself. The only person in America who didn't know Trump had been shot, by the way. He's filming videos of himself on like a tilt-a-whirl and eating ice cream. But Coleman...
On the Gravitron?
Yeah. Coleman slept through the entire thing. So to me, that was like... That's like missing it. That's like not showing up for a show.
I can't believe you didn't fire him, Kirk.
I wanted to fire him, Dave, to be honest.
Why didn't you?
Because I wanted to give him one more shot. 2 week suspension, no pay. He comes back and if he's 5 seconds late for anything, he's fired.
We got to lock down everything around this guy once you fire him because he's going to turn on us so fast.
Right.
Oh, he'll be
like
dropping
that company
Lego
email.
with big tips
Yeah,
right
exactly.
away.
Exactly. He's going to go
away.
back to Kamala and he's going to be everything. He's going to do a 180. That
And
guy's
his brothers
a
and
chameleon.
sisters. His brothers and sisters.
Yep. He's going to rally with them.
Chameleon. Yep. And by the way, people who sleep like that, late like that, another huge red flag. Like that's
no question.
mentally distorted.
They later found a video of him talking about how he sets an alarm all the way up till 10:30 in the morning to wake up. So, I mean, he's just built different. He's a nice kid, but you're right. If I fire him today, by tomorrow afternoon, he'll be sitting down with a New York Times reporter at some cafe.
100%.
Filling his guts.
100%.
So we just have to be ready for that.
So when you say lock him down, like you think like comes back from suspension, NDAs, just like
Yeah, NDAs, access to all his electronic devices, everything.
Would you have fired him? All kidding. Would you two guys have fired him?
Yes.
You would have
the
fired him for that.
problem. It's after the bonus that would make me really lean towards firing.
That shouldn't be a factor. Like,
I think that's a huge factor.
intellectually, I agree, but I'm saying intellectually, it's either you show up for the job or you don't. I shouldn't let that.
No, but if you give it's just such a slap in the face that you get a bonus or something good and then you don't show up and then you do it the next day again. It's tough.
Yeah, and he was acting like, he's just lazy. He just gets
That's
up.
like the guy who works for the Empire State Building.
O'Day?
Yeah, that's a Gaz hire. When we went through all the interns, how much they get paid, he accepted it, and then the next day he asked for a raise.
Yeah, that's not
like
the next
you're
day.
Fucking out of Next day, I said, get the fuck out of here.
Would you fire him with? You're a nice.
Oh man, I the problem is your show. Can Justin do everything on his own? I think I might have given him one more chance, like you. I think I would have.
But I think
at what point though does he clearly?
Right.
He's just always going to be a late guy. If he did it twice in a row,
you're lazy. That's my thing. That's what I keep going back to. Lazy is lazy.
He's what, 23?
Like 25, I think. And one of the listeners found, they found his video games. He's playing Legos, The Incredibles video game at 3 a.m.
Oh, there we go.
Just stuff like that. When I see that, it makes me, I blank. I can't handle it. I can't handle that. So, I mean, he's going to be gone. But yeah, but the thing is, when he tries to take down the company, it's already
going to suck. Yeah.
Yeah, but it won't be good, right? Like, he won't do a good job with that. Do you think?
It doesn't matter if you do a good job. Nobody does a good job, but it still makes news.
Well, I'll tell you, this episode when you were wishing Bell's palsy on a employee for the rest of his life, that could be brought up.
Well, that's the problem with the mainstream media and the Chicklets guys, I guess. You just cut the entire part where I said he's got a job for life.
Yeah, he just wants him to also be ill, and
Yeah, so they spin it like, oh, Bell's palsy. Dave won't hire Bell's palsy people. No, I want him to have Bell's palsy.
Yeah, that may be used in the next one. I'm just saying. I'm sure Big Ed will take the lifelong deal.
As long as they follow it up and include both, he has a job for life. Wow. Don't just say people like, I did the hypothetical. Should I have been informed about the Bell's palsy before he did a renewal? Well, put in the second part. Regardless, a leader of men says Bell's palsy guy has job for life.
Did you think about the possibility, like, and I got tough legs, out of bounds stakes in golf, people call them, but for you to be on stage in front of 65,000 with shorts on, like pants was probably the play there. I don't care how hot it was, because you got little stumpy legs and it looked a little awkward, I thought.
No, I thought pants. I thought I looked fine with the shorts. Listen, there's very few things that I'm out of my depth in. Singing and dancing, two of them. It's not my forte.
Are you seeing pants as probably the play there?
It's like a laid back summer, like,
yeah. Thank you,
idiot show. So like, no, I think it's okay. No,
like we're there. It's 100 degrees. We're there for 4 hours.
Look at. Were you drinking or?
Yeah, I wasn't like shit faced. I had some high noons. There's no need to do this into a microphone. Everybody has said that. You don't have to do it, but it 80,000 people. And I'm not like a lyrics guy. I was listening. I knew I was doing it for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks straight, just going to bed, listening to the song. It's not as easy. They rush you up there. You got to go find Zach. But it's crazy.
Were you practicing?
You think? Of course.
Good
On
show.
the boat?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, to be up there in front of 80,000 people. I mean, I can't get over that. Like, Rihanna's dating him. He's the biggest country star there is. It's nuts.
So I have a question, because his music's awesome, bunch of great songs, but they do seem a little slower. Is
Agreed.
The concert? Are you like? Because I don't know. Concerts for me, I need to be moving. I can't move.
I'm on the same page as you. He speeds them up, but people love it. Like, they all know But I agree with you. He's a slower like guy. His songs are generally slow. Lumineers were there. Said hello to them.
Yep.
They're big fans of Barstool. So it was good. It was great.
More importantly, have you bought these chairs for the New York office, the ones that Rico wants?
Crazy that they want chairs.
Why?
Why do they deserve chairs?
Chairs? Well, I mean, they should be
new chairs.
Like
they have chairs.
Like it's not a car.
They have new chairs.
Chair.
Yeah. What?
You saw Rico in Chicago. He's comfortable. He wants to be more comfortable.
What Rico needs it to be a fucking what is it?
Lazy
black
boy.
bet. What do they call the black, the super nice ones?
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be able to sleep in it. The chairs are fine. Chairs are fine. I didn't even know that. I don't know what Nate's doing. He's running some sort of. He's like the Dwight Schrute. It's like making all decisions.
He is running that place. Like Nate is the.
I
don't know. I think he's self-appointed himself.
He's taken over. Yeah, he's decided to run the whole thing. It seems like I just saw a tweet from one of the political writers. I actually think Biden is going to drop out by Saturday. That's my prediction. I
thought he was going to already. I mean, who the fuck still?
Thing is something.
Who the hell's still testing for COVID?
That's what. But he didn't have a mask on when he was going on the plane. He had a mask on.
Honestly,
they had to shove him into the car. I actually think it quieted for a couple of days after the Trump thing. It's picked up now. Schumer, Schiff. I actually think Biden's going to drop out like Friday or Saturday.
And you think it's going to be Kamala?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else they can do.
And with Newsom as the VP?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, or somebody like that. I think that's going to happen. And I think that makes sense for the Democrats, honestly. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah, he's going to get slaughtered if it's him. I think they're going to lose no matter what, but.
Yeah, you see who's introducing Trump tonight?
Is it Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan is introducing.
Yeah. Someone sounded like
tweet.
Yeah.
That was fake. I still think it might be fake.
And then Dana White's doing it, I think, for like. Wait, I thought Dana White was doing it.
Yeah, I'm saying tonight, like Hogan speaking tonight. I think Dana White is as well. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people, but it was a wild week, and it was one of those weeks where I don't know. It's kind of where Twitter is good and bad at the same time because you have people throwing out these ridiculous conspiracy things, and
it's so crazy though. I'm not a conspiracy guy at all. And if you go down a conspiracy theory, you become it's hard to get out of that, and then the whole world's fucked. But I don't know how that guy got a shot off.
The possible Secret Service just totally bungled it, and they were stupid.
How can they be that stupid?
Well, why would they want that guy? Like, they want that terrible, like, for who? Like, who does this benefit? They want Trump. Some people say they want Trump to die. The Biden people did it. But then some people say the Trump people did it because it made Trump look tough. So you put a lot of faith in this fucking kid. Like, you know,
yeah, the Trump part, I don't believe that at all. That was too like if he doesn't turn his head by like an inch, he's dead. So what? That's a coordinated thing.
Chance of Biden people, or
I don't want to believe it, but I just don't know how. If it's all true, like they knew about this guy, they knew about the gun. There's literally people yelling, "Hey, this guy's on the roof, got a gun."
He's army crawling around.
How does that guy like? So someone could just walk to the front of the stage, basically, and been like, "Pow!" You'd like to believe that can't happen, but I guess there's always police incompetence. I always go back to Boston Marathon bombing when they thought the guy escaped. And he was like an inch away from where the firefight happened, and they couldn't find him. He was just sitting in a boat. I guess there's always humans. There's just they're humans. People are humans. Humans make mistakes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was amazed at the response, though. I saw that, I think the Secret Service director said they were afraid to put somebody on that roof because it had a slope on it.
It's crazy.
How the Secret Service person still has a job on this Thursday? That is crazy. She should be fired.
Nobody has been fired or resigned
for anything.
Nobody takes accountability for anything. Honestly, what has to happen for you to step down? The president has to be murdered. That's apparently quite literally the only way the Secret Service director will step down is if the president's killed.
That's what I don't get. So if Trump got killed, she'd have lost her job. But essentially, her failure was the same. It just happened that the kid missed. So she keeps her job?
Yeah, it's nuts. Makes no sense. And it's not only, again, it's one thing if you're like, the guy came in like Fan Man from the sky, and it's like, well, how could anyone predict Fan Man? It's like the guy climbed up on a roof 5 inches away with quite literally the entire crowd screaming, "There's a guy on the roof. There's a guy on the roof." It's crazy.
I saw that released phone call with RFK Jr. and Trump, and Trump's like, "It's a big gun. That AR-15, it's a tough gun."
More importantly, did you see Mincy on the bouncy house?
That was insane.
Read that video. Did you see this guy?
Have you seen the 14-minute video Mincy put out that he's been working on for 3 months?
The Jazz Fest one?
The worst content. No. So unbelievably horrible that it's breathtakingly bad.
This is hard shit, though. Jousting on these things.
I know.
He couldn't even get on.
I didn't know he couldn't get up.
No, you can't get on it.
Oh, my God. Just have the guy hold the joust and give it to you when you get up there, Mincy.
I love how he does this little thing with his feet. He pets his feet. Watch the mini steps.
Yeah, he gets himself. He's like Fred Flintstone.
Wait, what? This is the bad content? This is great content. Oh.
No, this was not the bad content.
Oh, he did a vlog from the Jazz Fest he went to. It's like, it was 20 minutes, Dave? How long was it?
I think it was 14 minutes of the worst content.
It was like a bunch of, like, a big disclaimer. What was it?
He's showing the people he's covering, like this guy Andy DeFrasco, who he always talks about. There's literally a clip of him playing music, and then it says, disclaimer, this is not his music. We couldn't get the rights. It's just playing stock music while someone else is playing. It's mind-bogglingly bad.
So he knows the guy, and the guy wouldn't sign off on him using his song?
It's not that. A lot of these musicians don't own their music. They sell. It's like when Taylor Swift didn't own her music. So the law firms come after you. It's not the artists.
There's also a chance that, like, if the artist didn't write it, like if it's a cover or another, they don't own that song. So they have to give the you see with TV all the time too.
This this is just stock music.
That's great.
Wait, so he edits his own videos now? Was that part of punishment you gave him where he can't have editors?
Yeah. So he spent 3 months doing this video. It's the worst thing I've ever seen, ever.
Clips now is done quicker than that.
It's impossibly bad. It's so horrific that you're almost like, oh, Mincy did it again. Like, it's incredibly awful.
Do you think he thinks, like, when he sends out, like, this is fucking great? Like,
I think he's like, this did okay.
This is the
Who
one.
can put that in? Have you ever seen that? He's like, we're going to go watch this guy. He's great. And then, oh, by the way, this isn't his music. It's just stock music from the internet.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was another musician and he gets DMC'd on that, too.
He could. He's that dumb.
Scheffler all par since we started.
So you see the NHL came after your boy Nicky Smokes?
Yeah. So the NHL is it? I read your blog, that one logo of the palm tree and the stick. I was talking to someone who mentioned that's on the merch team, not Nicky Smokes. But I because like they should know not
It
to
could,
use.
yeah, no, you can make that argument.
But the fact the NHL is going after him there is just.
Most of the time with something like that, it shouldn't have been on there. We'll get like a takedown. It's like, fine, we don't care. They weren't selling anyways. Nicky was already out in the streets. It was the 4th of July. The one thing I was, if the NHL thinks we're like making money by hand selling like t-shirts, it's like it was just to teach him a lesson. But then when I heard like we're out, it's like, oh, the NHL. I was hoping he'd get arrested. Like, imagine if they just cuffed him, stuffed him, and cuffed him.
Right.
The NHL has its own jail.
Yeah,
Batman's office is right above it.
Anything else, boys?
Pretty impressive. He sold all those.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You didn't think he could do it.
It's the first time I'd say, I'm proud of you. You worked hard for the first time here.
Sometimes it just takes a little push, right, Dave?
Just a little bit. Oh, yeah, I want to know about the State Theater.
Oh, Christ. So
these people suck, Kirk, huh?
Thank you, Whit. So we did 2 shows the last 2 years at the State Theater in Portland. It's like
we've done one there before in the past too.
Yeah, great place, like great venue. The Minute fans love it. They pack Portland all weekend. You know, we estimated like we did the math with the way these people drink and the food, probably like $600-700 in just Portland gets each weekend we go there with the hotels and all that stuff. So we did the show. We're looking to do next March already. So you're starting to book potential dates. And they came back to us. They said, hey, just so you know, 90% of the staff is offended by Kirk and would never work with him again. So I hate that more than anything. Because you guys, well, I mean, it doesn't seem like a supportive audience so far. But you can say what you want about me. When I go to these shows, I'm super respectful. Like I love the State Theater. Like if they don't like the content, that's fine. But then, I hate the like, we're better than you, but we'll take your goddamn money. Like even this year, they were on the fence. They took it. They were happy to take the money, and now it's like, oh, the Barstool guy, like the right wing guy, because we looked them up and the woman who runs the place, crazy left winger, people who work there, crazy. Our show's not political at all, but now they hate us. And I think it's because of me and like some of the stuff we do in the show. And I think the Barstool tag as well. So now they're an enemy. And like, once you're an enemy of the show, like welcome to the club. Like now they shut down. They had to shut down their Twitter account. They had to take everything down. They shut down their phone lines yesterday. We're going to go there next week in front of the State Theater. I think at some point do a show there.
Live show up front?
I think, yeah, probably. We'll probably have some people there. I have no patience for that. Like, like you're this bad. Like, it's bullshit. We did 2 great shows. Every Minute fan loves the State Theater, loves Portland. And now, like, they fucked us over. Because I was going to do, as long as I was at Barstool, I was going to do a show or 2 a year there. So we talked to the mayor of Portland yesterday on the show. And we said, hey, it's costing the city a couple of $1 million. And then his ears perked up then. So we'll see. I want the president of the State Theater, this woman, to resign. I want the new president to apologize and offer us a show there at our choosing. And then I will maybe, if they correctly beg and grovel, potentially do a show there again. Short of that, they're an enemy.
Are there any other options in Portland?
Yeah, but I don't want to go. If this mayor doesn't do anything for us, I don't want to go to Portland and give them money. Like, we'll just do it somewhere else. We'll go. We have a bunch of places we can go. But, I love the State. The State Theater is a great place. The people who run it are communists. But, there's a million, this. We looked it up. There's a bunch of comedians who have said way worse. There's a bunch of comedians, a bunch of people who have been arrested for this, for that. So it's like selective morality is what makes me fucking crazy.
Is there anything it's a private venue, no?
No, there's nothing he can do. I mean,
he can flex some muscles, though.
He can have a conversation. He can say,
sounds like he is.
Well, that's what he told us yesterday. Politicians, he placated. Yeah. We'll find out. But they are the newest. I haven't had a good enemy in a while. I realize now when we start to bite, people just generally just like back off. They don't want it anymore. But, the State Theater is now enemy number 1 in the Kirk Minahan show world.
It's a very liberal city, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is the Kirk Minahan live show in Portland, that's giving off Butler, Pennsylvania vibes with him up on stage.
Everybody, listen. But I will say, like, the show itself, you've been to one of them, Whit. The shows are not political.
Not at all.
I mean,
That would be a good thing, though, to add to the thing. Like, get clipped in the ear.
that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, that would not be. I will say all the Minute fans would
Have, like, Trudeau jump on you.
like they do with the
Blackface on.
like they do with the convention with Trump now with that big ear thing. All the Minute fans would have that ear thing. I think.
If I could figure out a way to sell those, like ear paraphernalia, that would be probably those would.
I thought Trumpet should have gone no bandage and just showed off the damage.
I think he'll take it off tonight during the speech. I think he'll rip it off.
There's a chance. What if the damage isn't as bad?
That would lead to some big time.
Yeah, so it's like if the ear is okay.
That's true.
At that point, you got to go in and just take a like give it like Peaches. Here's my ear. Take a bite.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
All right,
boys.
guys.
Yeah,
See ya.